So,
Yeah.
as we were talking about mental health, with the pressures, when we wake up this morning, have you been to the Tate fights? Let me start again. You've been Tate Modern recently.
No, I haven't.
Pop down to Tate Modern, bring you and the missus down there, right? There's a particular picture as you walk through into the media room, right? And what it is, you know when you see the film Matrix and all of that, you see like the information.
Yeah.
This picture resembles, as soon as you wake up in the morning, the bombardment of information that we take in. And that's when I looked at this piece of art, I was like, right, that's what this symbolises. As soon as we wake up, ching ching, phone, ching ching. So I don't try to touch the phone.
Yeah, same.
For at least half an hour, have a cup of coffee, go toilet, then I might check the emails and whatnot and blah blah.
Yeah.
Because as we were just talking about being fathers, if you're not on being a parent, if you're not on the same page,
Yeah.
then you're fighting against each other.
Yeah, you are.
Your child picks up on that,
Yeah.
and we usually go to the stronger side.
Yeah.
The stronger side is usually the mother's side, because she's usually sort of, we bow down as men and go, oh, I beg no drama.
Another thing is like, we think that, as humans, we think that our kids learn from school. It's not school. You learn from home. If you now fight with your wife, the kids will pick up. They think it's normal. It's not normal. Do you understand? So
Totally
if
agree.
you're good, if you teach them good, if you are good towards your wife or your partner, and they learn that.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's a really good point you brought up there, because how do you bring up a gentleman? You know what I mean? You bring a gentleman up by teaching him to be a gentleman,
Yeah.
by as a father, me showing my child to cuddle mum.
Yeah.
to
Kindness.
Kindness, do you know what I mean? And that's how you train a gentleman.
Yeah.
There's one post that I've got, and this woman says, I model my son on my idea. And the other woman goes, well, have you taught your son to the idea of your man? No. Well, how can he live up to the expectations you expect him to be when you haven't trained him to be?
Yeah, that's true.
And then
yeah.
you're telling him he's a bad man.
Yeah.
You've broken his spirit.
Yeah.
You mean you've taken your trauma from wherever it is,
Yeah.
and then put it on him.
Well, yeah.
And
That's the problem with us. Like, this is what parents do.
It is a shame, you know.
It's like, yeah, we as humans, we go through things in
You
life.
do, that's right.
But it doesn't mean you teach your kids or you take it on your kids.
No.
They learn from that.
Of course.
If something happens to you, it doesn't mean you take it on your kids. No, you don't. You deal with it in a nice way, calm way.
Yeah.
You teach your kids with love and respect. If you want respect, you have to give respect. Respect starts from home. If you teach your kids respect, they will learn that. The kids don't know you. In the future, they will respect you. You understand? They will respect you. They will respect strangers. That's how it is.
That's it. Because you're aware that children are a sponge.
Yeah.
We teach them.
Yeah.
We know right from wrong. We don't need laws and regulations. We know, as human beings, we know what's right from wrong.
Yeah.
I know now, as a human being, it's only civil of me to say, have a seat, sir. Let's
Yeah.
have a chat.
Yeah.
Because that's the right thing to do
That's
when
the
you're
right-
making a conversation with
Yeah, that's
somebody.
true, yeah. Yeah.
We're not. But going back to say, we don't teach the necessary information to kids in schools.
Yeah.
We teach them how to be puppets.
Yeah.
You with me? We
Yeah.
teach them how to be in debt. I owe you. It's
Yeah.
that vowel. I owe you. You know what I mean? So the kids always think, I owe you. There's a psychology thing there. If you look into it, it's a bit more of a rabbit hole out there.
that is, yeah.
But children are trained to be puppets, to be sheep. Do your GCSEs, blah blah.
Yeah.
Student loans, you're in debt already.
Yeah.
Get a job, get a house, marry, take grief.
That's true, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But the thing is, like, another thing, if you see, we're humans. We make mistakes. We learn from our mistakes. We'll never be perfect.
But that's a perfect human being.
Yeah.
Not being perfect.
Yeah. You make mistakes. You learn from it. That's what you do, isn't it?
It should be.
You'll never be perfect.
No, because
Doesn't matter how old you are.
no, there is no golden scepter
No.
at the peak of wherever you want to be. All right, there is no golden scepter. There is no reward. It is just, it's just our imagination of perfect, of perception.
Yeah.
What I try to say to people, you're having a bad day. They go, yeah. I go, do me a favour. When you're out and about today, send me a picture of an ugly tree. They go, what? I go, well, send me a picture of an ugly tree.
Yeah.
So now half of the day, they're going around and they're half trying to spot a tree. And I'll get a message back going, D, I couldn't see an ugly tree. No, because there is no such thing as an ugly tree.
No.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Although we live in a major city and everything is designed for us, if you pay close attention, it's still very beautifully designed.
Yeah.
You've just got to give a little bit and look.
Yeah.
I've got an old gentleman down there. He makes his, he does the garden.
I've seen him.
He comes and sits down and have a chat. We don't know. He bought me some Timberland boating shoes the other day. I said, "Oh, sir," he brought me nuts and bolts, and it's just wonderful to make a connect. You know, and I think this is why I've sort of enjoyed the canal process of my life. I've been a scaffolder for 25 years, up there grafting, sniffing, drinking, partying, and I'm like, whoa, because I was a sheep. I was a puppet. That's what I thought I had to do. What did I do out there? Ended up getting in trouble, getting in debt, and like being called whatever so names. No, mate, I'm not that guy.
No, of course.
Let me come somewhere where my skills, talents are appreciated, and
Figured out what you are.
who I am.
Yeah.
But guess where that's come from? For the first time in my life, I'm properly single.
Yeah.
Normally, I'll have a bird, maybe break up with her, and then another ex will pop back in, or somebody, and then I'm in another bird.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not with a bird, I think sometimes if you start seeing a bird more than twice, then bloody hell, you're in a relationship. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, of course,
So for 30 years, I've always had birds around me. Now, got no birds, no alcohol, no cocaine.
None of that.
And my life has totally changed. I've removed all the
nice,
negatives.
That's
But that goes back to being trained, you know, from that mentality of being young, work, scaffold, sniff, drink beer, pub culture, English culture.
Yeah.
Well tight. And my traumas, once I started looking into things, I realised, well tight. I started to find myself a little bit more, and it's wonderful. And just to find there's so many decent people out here that want to stop and have a talk. You know, I spend a lot of my day, at least 2 hours a day, probably doing this with people. It's a privilege.
Yeah.
I could go out here now and charge £250 a day consultation fees. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I want to meet real people. I want to talk to real people.
Yeah.
I want you to walk past and go, I know that geezer. I remember him.
I used to work in mental health. I was a social therapist. I
Wow.
worked for 7 years. I've seen, it's like, you know, they say never judge a book by its cover. You shouldn't judge a book by its cover. You don't know who's going through what. You know? My thing is never judge people, man.
Totally agree.
It's like, oh, this person's taking drugs or this person's drinking. You don't know why he's doing that. You don't know what situation he's in. Why are you judging him?
He's hurting.
You know?
Totally right.
It's like you don't know. You don't know him. Why are you judging him?
I had a geezer come onto the property the other day, drunk like that. Went like that, and I just hugged him.
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
Oh, I tell you,
Yeah,
mate, the geezer, like,
It's
honestly,
like
mate, like, I can't believe, I feel special. Like, listen, being a 30-year addict, being plucked as a chosen one to say, well, look, you're on a different path. To be able to do that for somebody, just see their soul, see that, and connect like that, was remarkable.
Do you know what it is? With your kindness, you can change people. With your kindness, you can make someone better.
You can.
You can support them just by saying hello and being kind.
Yeah. What I've got a saying. So, you know, I've got to say, you can bring the horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
No.
So I've been saying that to a couple of people, and I've said, right, listen, Mush, I brought you to the water, but the sun's shining. What happens? The water's evaporating, which means if you don't drink lively, you're going to miss the boat.
Yeah.
You know. And another thing I say, oh well, D, don't cry over milk. No, cry over spilt milk, because if you cry over it, you're less likely to spill that milk again.
Yeah, no, of course.
You know what I mean? You know,
It's
so.
true, man.
We just try to just make a little difference in somebody's life.
No, it's
make
true.
somebody smile.
Yeah.
Acts of random kindness.
Kindness, yeah. It comes
like,
back.
Like you're doing it to me now. I don't think like you're doing it to me, but you giving me your time, sitting down, having a chat with me, makes me feel better. I'm unloading my mental health. Don't know you from Adams.
No.
May never see you again.
Yeah, there you go, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And this is what I say to people. If you're having a tough time, it's alright, go and speak to a stranger, because you may never see that stranger again.
And
So
even if he judges you, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
Because
matter.
He don't know you. Especially if you go to a family member, sometimes it's hard to speak to family members.
yeah.
Because they start judging you.
Of course.
They move away from you. Like,
course.
like I said, never judge people.
no.
Like, I don't know what you're going through right now. Me talking to you, kind words, it can change your mindset. You can change you as a person.
Listen, this project here. Look where we are.
Yeah.
All right. Look, let's not beat about the bush. Look where we are. And when I've turned up, and I look like this when people first started seeing me. They was like, "Ooh, what up?"
No, I saw you yesterday. You look
No,
very
I know,
smart.
I was very smart. But when I first turned up here as a boat builder, not having a clue, and then I'm all black like it was wonderful. But then people started to speak to me. Oh, he's a very pleasant gentleman. Oh,
Easy going.
yeah, I was taking pictures. Now they start taking pictures. Now